In recent years, the Chinese economy has been facing challenges from all sides, becoming a focal point of international attention. Once touted as a technological powerhouse, China has now been exposed for its so-called technological prowess, which is largely based on copying and packaging advanced technologies from developed countries. Technology deception. Huawei's troubles reflect broader issues in China's economy. According to mainland reports, China has been striving to maintain an image as a technological powerhouse. However, many are aware that much of its so-called technological progress is largely achieved through imitation and emulation. Especially in the context of the U.S.-China trade war, the U.S. is gradually restricting the export of advanced technology. In fact, the latest exposure of problems related to Huawei's HarmonyOS system reveals weaknesses in China's independent technological development. Although the HarmonyOS system claims to be independently developed, the underlying code has been accused of being a complete copy of Google's Android system. This revelation further exposes the true level of China's technology and raises doubts about its innovation and technical capabilities. Such imitation not only significantly reduces the international community's trust in Chinese technology, but also deals a heavy blow to China's reputation in the technological field. China's excessive reliance on imitation and emulation has become one of the reasons for the negative views held by the international community. This not only limits the sustainable development of China's technology industry, but also affects the country's position on the global technology stage. If China cannot truly transform its development mode and continues to stay in the stage of imitation, it will be difficult to stand out in global technological competition, ultimately leading to technological backwardness and limited economic development. Moreover, recent reports about the chips used in Huawei phones have revealed some unknown facts, casting doubt on its technological capabilities. Reports about the chips used by Huawei indicate that they are not the result of independent research and development but are manufactured using outdated lithography machines discarded by foreign countries. This exposure raises suspicions about whether Huawei is exaggerating the computing power of its chips through information blockade. In reality, the computing power of the Xi'an chip is only equivalent to the Snapdragon chip from 5 years ago, clearly lagging behind current industry standards. This disclosure makes consumers start questioning Huawei's technological capabilities and casting doubt on the previously touted technological advantages. This doubt has further led to a continuous decline in Huawei's smartphone sales, putting the company at serious risk of losses and even bankruptcy. Consumers are realizing that what they are purchasing is not a truly high-tech product, but rather a fabricated superior image, significantly reducing their confidence in the Huawei brand. The challenges faced by Huawei are not just technological lag, but also a crisis of credibility. In the past, Huawei has always emphasized independent research and technological innovation. However, this exposure makes people feel that this may be just surface packaging. Such negative information has affected consumer trust in the brand and created negative expectations for the company's future development. This series of problems is not only a blow to the Chinese economy, but also a severe test of China's technological independent innovation capabilities. China was once expected to become a leader in the global technology field. However, it now reveals emptiness and falsehood in technological levels. This is not just a problem for one company, but also questions the entire country's model of technological development. For Huawei, this exposure is undoubtedly a severe blow. The company's reputation has been seriously damaged, market share has plummeted, and the future prospects are increasingly worrying. As a representative of China's technology industry, Huawei's predicament prompts people to re-examine the feasibility and real level of China's independent technological innovation. In the fiercely competitive field of international technology, relying solely on imitation and emulation is impossible to achieve a genuinely leading position. This exposure presents a daunting and urgent task for the development of China's technology. It must be said that the multifaceted challenges facing the Chinese economy are not just economic problems, but also a comprehensive crisis involving national image, technological strength, and innovation capability. It is necessary to face the problem seriously, engage in profound reflection and adjustment to overcome the current difficulties, and embrace a brighter future. Next, let's look at some recent reports on China. In recent times, a series of economic policies by the Chinese government has triggered significant social dissatisfaction and economic instability, plunging the Chinese economy into a quagmire. Unemployment crisis and consumer downturn. The decline in the market economy not only leads young people into an unemployment crisis, but also causes a sharp decline in the level of consumption. Supermarkets and malls are empty, and ordinary people are heavily in debt. A large number of factories in places like Guangdong have shut down, and even the Tesla Gigafactory in Shanghai is facing a severe situation of declining sales. The Chinese government's economic policies have caused a massive impact on the employment prospects of young people. Various economic control policies have forced many companies to lay off employees or shut down, causing a large number of young people to face an unemployment crisis. The rising unemployment rate not only burdens society heavily, but also makes the future development of young people more uncertain. Many college graduates face tremendous competition and pressure while looking for jobs. The deterioration of the job market makes them feel hopeless, and the government's economic policies directly affect the daily living standards of the people. With the rise in the unemployment rate, the level of consumption is sharply declining. Many families are even struggling to meet basic living expenses. Not only that, supermarkets and malls are empty due to people's insufficient purchasing power. The downgrading of consumer spending has led the economy into a vicious cycle, causing deep concerns about the future life of the people. China's manufacturing industry has always been a crucial pillar supporting the national economy. However, the recent shutdown of a large number of factories in places like Guangdong has severely impacted the entire manufacturing industry's capacity, not only dealing a heavy blow to the local economy, but also making the overall economic downturn inevitable. The disruption of the industrial chain has led to a series of chain reactions, not only directly affecting the operation of businesses, but also causing many workers to lose their livelihoods, further exacerbating social instability. Shenzhen, Wuxi, and Zhejiang's once prosperous city grapples with factory closures and growing unemployment struggle. In this prosperous city of Zhejiang, factory closures have become a prevalent issue. The fluctuating mainland economic situation has plunged factories into difficulties, forcing many migrant workers to embark on the journey back to their hometowns. This year, in Zhejiang, everyone has returned home. We won't be coming back next year. In Wuxi, how many people are currently unemployed? Some young individuals, only 2 years after graduating, have been unemployed for over a year. In a group, out of 8 people, 6 are currently unemployed. There's a colleague who was working yesterday but is nowhere to be found today. The number of people delivering food in Wuxi is increasing, and someone who was working in an office building yesterday is now part of the food delivery platform. Last month, someone was screwing bolts in a factory, and today they've become part of the marginalized in society. There are even couples who took out loans to buy a car and a house, and now both are unemployed. In Wuxi, the current number of unemployed people is unknown to anyone. This is the Nanshan coastal area in Shenzhen during afternoon tea. A group of delivery riders is gathered here, whether there are orders or not. The challenging situation in the food delivery industry is clear. Disney layoffs send shockwaves through Chinese job market. The Walt Disney Company has initiated a new round of layoffs, with a total of 4,000 employees being affected. This layoff has significantly impacted the situation in China. With the commencement of the third round of layoffs, as of this year, Disney's total number of employees is approximately 220,000, including around 50,000 mainland Chinese. By this calculation, the number of layoffs in this round will account for about 3% of Disney's total workforce. In addition to the layoffs and cost-cutting measures, Disney is also planning to withdraw from the Chinese market. Let's take a look. This is inside Mountain Village Pedestrian Street. It seems quite deserted, with only a few shops open in this row. Several shops have closed down, and as you look further down this row, more of them appear to be shuttered. Once a bustling commercial street, it is now desolate due to the decline of the Chinese economy. More and more people are hesitant to spend, leading to the closure of numerous physical stores. The entire street is now devoid of people, a stark contrast to the lively atmosphere it used to have. I lived in this area for a while before, and it was vibrant, especially this pedestrian street, bustling with people and shops everywhere. Now, seeing so many closed doors, it's not the same as it used to be. The complete withdrawal of foreign capital has become a hot topic in China, frequently appearing on major media platforms, sparking widespread attention and discussion. The departure of foreign investment raises concerns about whether the mainland economy will suffer a severe blow. However, amidst economic considerations, attention should also be given to the employees who may be affected by this exodus. They are the ones facing the immediate risk of unemployment. Taking employee treatment as an example, foreign companies tend to adhere more to labor laws and respect employee rights compared to some mainland enterprises that, in order to cut costs, often impose unreasonable overtime demands without fair compensation. The exodus of foreign capital implies massive layoffs, leading to significant social stress and a wave of unemployment. To maintain social stability, the mainland will have to take measures to stabilize the market, stimulate domestic demand, and provide more employment opportunities. However, this is not a simple task. Economic recovery takes time, and those who have lost their jobs need to find new positions quickly to sustain their livelihoods. This situation entails both employment and psychological pressures. If foreign companies leave, mainland enterprises in the fiercely competitive market may exert even more effort to survive and develop. Workers, in order to retain their jobs, may face higher work intensity, lower wages, and more stringent performance evaluations. In such circumstances, will workers be able to maintain a clear mindset? Should they strive for better welfare benefits or succumb to any arrangement by the employer? It will have a chain reaction on the real estate market and service industry development. The abundance of vacant office buildings and commercial spaces will impact the real estate market, causing it to cool further. After withdrawal, mainland companies may increase production lines and workforce, filling the market gap, which will significantly affect the Chinese labor market, potentially leading to more competition and wage reductions. In such a complex situation, what should ordinary employees do? If foreign companies leave, the competition among Chinese workers may become fiercer. Faced with this situation, China's labor force will find it increasingly challenging. The Chinese government's previous decisions, especially the measures to expel Taiwan-funded enterprises, have now shown significant regrets. This decision has not only led to the closure and relocation of many enterprises, but also caused Taiwanese businessmen to lose confidence in investing in China. Meanwhile, factories in Guangdong and other places are shutting down, and the downward momentum of the economy is becoming unstoppable. The government's short-sighted decisions have imposed a heavy economic cost on the entire country, and this cost may continue for several years in the future. Even in the field of technology, the Tesla Gigafactory in Shanghai has not been spared from the impact of economic fluctuations. Due to the downturn in the domestic market, Tesla in China is facing a serious decline in sales. This phenomenon not only affects the technology industry, but also poses a significant challenge to Tesla's development in China. The plight of the Tesla Gigafactory once again highlights the fragility of the current Chinese economy, dealing a heavy blow to the overall national image.